Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching and or listening to this. Welcome back to another episode of Drive Time Crypto with me, Crypto Chris, where I aim to bring you the latest news and events happening within crypto and blockchain technology. Just a little reminder that I am holding a competition of $250 of a crypto of your choice. All you've got to do is subscribe to this channel, head over to my Twitter page, which is @DriveTimeCrypto, and go to the pinned tweet at the top that you can see here, and just put your YouTube username in the comments. As soon as I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a live draw and send over the money to the lucky winner. With that being said, let's start the video, start the engine and crack on. First pit stop, as always, is the price news, and there is a bit of news around for Bitcoin. Over the weekend, it was pretty stable. It weren't really doing anything, and then right into the early hours of the morning, coming into Monday, it took off basically, and it's setting some nice new higher prices. So it says Bitcoin looks to move towards a new all-time high as cryptocurrencies rally. Bitcoin has climbed 7% to a price of $66,250, inching back towards a record high of above 66,900 set in late October this year. At the time of recording this, we were still around the 66,000 mark. It seems to have held there throughout the day, and yeah, we are looking like it is about to start moving again. And the stock to flow creator Plan B believes in a $98,000 Bitcoin November target. So if you didn't know or you aren't aware, Plan B is an analyst, and he has predicted some numbers for the value of Bitcoin throughout the year. He's set it out to go on for a good few years, and he is predicting a $1 million Bitcoin at some point. Anyway, it reads, back in June when Bitcoin was below 34,000, analyst Plan B put out a list for his targets of the crypto in subsequent months. The tweet has these targets for Bitcoin: August 47,000, September 43, October 63, November 98,000, and December 135,000. So far, all these price goals have been decently accurate, but the real challenge will be the current month of November, as the target for it is quite bold. So yeah, basically a lot of people believe in what he has predicted due to the accuracy of what he's predicted so far, and the basing on this is what Bitcoin is going to do. So there is quite a bit of a way to travel for this yet, and whether we will see the 98,000 is yet to be seen. But nevertheless, with it moving and showing price increase, then you never know, we could be on for it. It's going to be really interesting to see if it doesn't hit these targets. There's potential that it could hit 98,000 at the end of this month, and it could hit 135,000. I can't personally see it. I am bullish on Bitcoin, but I'm not an absolute moon boy. I don't think we will hit 135,000, if I'm honest. It'd be nice to see, and it'd be nice to see 98,000, but I can't see it. That's a big way to go. And if you think about where Bitcoin was at the beginning of the year to where it is now, to try and reach that 135,000 mark, that is some rise throughout the year. So we'll wait to see. Some people thought that we'd never see a $70,000 Bitcoin, and here we are knocking on the door of it again. So it's interesting times. Nothing's predictable, so we'll wait and see what happens. But yeah, that's Plan B, a very popular analyst throughout the space, still believing that we're going to hit that 98,000. So we've got 3 weeks to do it. Let's hold on to the coattails if we are going there, because I think it's going to go really, really mental. I think that the space itself, we're waiting for some sort of narrative. We're going to have to wait. There's going to be some feel-good news that happens where a news reports something biblical has got to sort of happen within the mainstream media that drives real interest into it. Last time it was Tesla that they bought billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, and that really did charge the markets up as retail investors come in. But who knows, it might be being suppressed by the whale accounts, and they're deciding that they're still trying to accumulate more Bitcoin, and they're suppressing the price and they're manipulating the market. Who knows? But it's, yeah, the next 3 weeks is going to be interesting, because especially if we don't hit that 98,000, it's going to be interesting to see whether the belief of this, of the stock to flow model, whether that starts to wane and cracks start to appear if we don't hit that 98,000. If we do hit that 98,000, I think it's going to be pandemonium, because people are going to genuinely are going to believe this is it. We're going to $135,000. So yeah, next 3 weeks it's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens. And with the recent price increase of Bitcoin, so Bitcoin flippins Tesla and Facebook, will Amazon be next? The price rises over the weekend put Bitcoin's market cap within $600 billion of Amazon, which sounds like a phenomenal amount of money. But when you think about where this space has been and where it's got to at the moment, to the fact that Bitcoin alone has got over $1 trillion market cap, so there is $1.2 trillion within Bitcoin's ecosystem. That is phenomenal money. It really is, and it's not just Bitcoin; it's the whole market. And the cryptocurrency market cap paints all new time high above $3 trillion. The total market capitalization for all crypto assets has tapped a record high of $3 trillion according to CoinGecko. Now, $3 trillion, let's just put that in perspective. So all the money that's in within cryptocurrency, so that's like your 2 Bitcoins, your Bitcoin and your Ethereum, and all the other coins combined have hit 3 trillion. If you look here, that's more than all the money in Microsoft by a good $500 billion. It's more than all the money in Apple by a good $500 billion alone. So this is the kind of money that's in the space now. When people say, oh, it's not round to stay, or they're not a believer in it, or they think that it's all a big scam, you cannot have that much money in such a space in it for all to be a scam, and it's going to disappear overnight. This market is not going anywhere with that kind of money. And if the prices continue to surge like we've just been going on about to the stocks flow model, imagine how much money is going to be in Bitcoin alone if it doubles. If it doubles its actual value to 135, there's going to be more money in Bitcoin than there is in Microsoft at the moment, which is mental to think about. And I tell you what, if you take away Bitcoin and Ethereum and just have the market cap of everything but them two, it's still over $1 trillion. So that's nearly as much as that's in Tesla if we go down, and it is more than what Facebook is worth. So when you think about these companies from a retail perspective, from a normal person on the street, when you talk about how much these companies are worth, to them, they are worth a fortune. If you say, how much is Microsoft worth? How much is Amazon worth? They'll say they're worth an absolute fortune. And in their head, they think that is a pinnacle amount. So imagine when they figure out that the space that we operate in within crypto has more money than them in, then they'll start to understand the sheer scale of what the space is and where it's going. So I find that really interesting. That was all the Bitcoin news, really. It's because it's going back towards an all-time high, and we've been doing a bit sideways. It's not really done anything that takes the breath away. I think it needs to break the all-time high for the new analysis and articles to come in. But yeah, there wasn't too much Bitcoin news apart from that, and the fact that the market cap, which don't get me wrong, is massive, but there isn't anything wow news at the moment. That I've just touched on that. We need that wow news to get the market really surging into the final crescendo of this bull market. Nevertheless, the next article, the Ether all-time high is total market cap nears 3 trillion, as I've just touched on, the market cap being at 3 trillion. And Ethereum has set an all-time high when Bitcoin went on its rally yesterday into this morning. Then it saw Ethereum set a new all-time high as well. And it's not surprising, as it is the most used blockchain out there for transactions, for DeFi, for NFTs, etc. If Bitcoin is rising, then it's logic that Ethereum should rise. So I'm not surprised to see a new all-time high with that. It says Ethereum soars above $4,700 in new all-time high rally. So yeah, that's the Ethereum news. The next bit of price news I had was Solana. This was really popular news. Well, there was a lot of Solana news out there. I've got a couple of tabs here that I just want to touch on, but Solana is having one hell of a year as it sets another all-new time high. And it says the Solana summer never ends. September's 10-hour outage, I thought it was a lot more than that, but nevertheless, 10 hours in the crypto and blockchain world is an eternity. So September's 10-hour outage and the double-digit fall hasn't slowed down Solana development. The network currently has 1 billion transactions and 15 billion in locked-in DeFi value. So yeah, that blockchain just seems to be going from strength to strength. The community behind it is really strong, and they've got good sentiment, and they rally around it because it has had a couple of testing months. It really has, and there's real bullish sentiment on it still. Solana crypto analysis says Sol is going to $900. On Monday, as Sol, the native token of high-performance blockchain Solana, trades above $240, having gone up nearly 16,000% so far in 2021. Salute to you if you managed to get into that before the 16,000% rise. It's hard to guess how much higher it could go, but one popular feels confident that it's going to go to $900, which is it's an amazing prediction. And like I said, with the outage and the fall from grace that they had in September, to see it doing such a rally again now, just a couple of months later, is really good to see. Because the other day as well, again, Solana's impressive market performance was followed by a cover-up of an additional 12 million coins in a secret wallet. How true this is, I don't know, and you will have to do some more research. I tried doing some digging around on it. I found more articles, but well, I'm not willing to go out on a limb and say that it is. It's just the articles that are out there have said this, and it says the CEO of Cyber Capital, Justin Bonds, has uncovered the fact that the Solana project had an additional 12 million coins in a hidden market maker wallet, which makes the total circulation supply 20 million instead of 8 million. According to Bonds, Solana has been covering up the fact there are an additional 12 million undisclosed coins in existence. After a third-party audit, the secret wallet has been found, which later led to the Medium article by the project's official explaining the cover-up. So there's the tweet by Justin Bonds. And basically the reason, I'm not going to go into it, and Solana tweeted something about it, but what I'm trying to say is that there's this news that's coming out, and for a lot of things, if you've got news like this where there was a suspected cover-up of coins, then you lose the trust within the block work and the ecosystem and the network, and that can have real damaging effects on the coin. But the fact that you've got this and the trust still there and the community is still there and they're still rallying around it, and now you're seeing the price surge even more, it just goes to show how strong that community is around Sol. How true that news is, I don't know. I'm not going to go into it too much. I just thought it demonstrated that regardless of what's coming out at the moment, and with the downturn and the outage, that it is phenomenal that Solana's still doing what it's doing and going off and setting these new prices. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to watch and see where they're going. They are really... The thing I like about Solana is they seem to be going out there and just doing it. There's a lot of blockchains at the moment that are saying, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to bring this to the network, we're going to bring that to the network. And it sounds great, and it's like, yeah, good, if you're going to do it, let's do it. Solana seems to be the ones that are going, we have done this, we've done this, we've done that now. So now when you are seeing these pitfalls that are happening where they have had an outage, or there is a bit of a bad news article that doesn't portray them in a good light, I think the fact that they are making progress and the fact that they are doing stuff on their blockchain is why they are seeing the growth and they're seeing the belief in it. It's going to be good to see how far this goes and see if there is any more price increase within them, whether it's going to stable out. I don't know. Again, I wish I did know how easy it was to predict price news, because trust me, I would be getting bags of them if I knew that. But yeah, that was really it for price news, and there wasn't a great deal more about it. So with that being said, I'm going to pull away from the price news and carry on the journey. Next up on the pit stop, it is another ETF news. This time, BlockFi files for physical Bitcoin ETF. The Security and Exchange Commission is scheduled to rule on another spot Bitcoin ETF application from VanEck by November the 14th. They're going to say no to that one, because they always do. There's about 7 or 8 EFTs floating around at the moment, and now that the futures one got through, I feel like it's given a fresh surge and a fresh can't even get my words out, a fresh enthusiasm for people to try and get this spot ETF through. So cryptocurrency lending firm BlockFi has filed paperwork with the United States Security and Exchange Commission to launch a physically backed Bitcoin exchange traded fund, kicking off what is expected to be a big week for the crypto markets. The Form S1 filing for the BlockFi MB Bitcoin ETF was submitted to the SEC on Monday. According to the official documents, the filing states that BlockFi will serve as custodian and that the ETF's investment objective is to reflect the underlying performance of Bitcoin as opposed to any futures or derivatives benchmark. So if we go down, that's where the S1 is. That's the tweet there to explain it. So yeah, it's not the first time we've seen ETF news go in. Won't be the last. This is the next big company that understands the markets, has a lot of money to back it up with, will have people on board. They have not just submitted this on a whim and a hope. They will genuinely believe that it'll go through, but I can't see it at the moment, because yeah, it's the SEC. All around the world, you're getting ETF news, and you're getting companies that are managing to launch it. I think the latest one was Australia, if I'm not mistaken. But the United States really do seem to be against a Bitcoin ETF. So I think this one, it was popular news because ETFs always do seem to be popular news, especially for the United States. But I won't hold my breath for it going through, and I don't really think it should have been as popular as it is. But there you go, that's the space that we're in. Nevertheless, let's pull away from the ETF news and carry on the journey. And next up on the pit stop is to Crypto.com. So Crypto.com is a exchange, if you weren't aware, and it reads, fintech firm Crypto.com is launching crypto-linked Visa cards in Australia. The global cryptocurrency platform Crypto.com is set to accelerate its growth in Australia, starting with the direct issuance of the Crypto.com Visa card in Australia. The company is unveiling a raft of new initiatives and senior appointments to boost the engagement as the local market becomes ripe for disruption. Crypto.com noted that it is focusing on increasing the practical use of cryptocurrency in everyday life by offering the easiest, most secure and regulatory compliant crypto platform. So this isn't the only news of what Crypto.com are doing. I'm going to touch on another bit of news in a minute. And I really, really like what Crypto.com are doing at the moment. They aren't the first exchange, and they won't be the last exchange to offer Visa crypto cards. Visa are all over the space anyway, and there's multiple ones that have cards. What I do like about them though is the fact that they're doing it very much on a consumer basis. It's a really easy, nice platform to use as the Crypto.com app, and it's really straightforward to load up your crypto onto the Visa card and spend it. You get some nice kickbacks on it as well, depending on what card you've got, and they're now trying to take that to Australia and open it up to the masses over in Australia. I think that this exchange is going places. It's entirely up to you whether you use it. I'm not endorsing using it. Always do your own research and decide whether you'd like to use that exchange or not. I'll be honest with you, I've got an account on Crypto.com, just for clarity, and I really enjoy using it. I have got a Visa card, I find it really easy to use. So when I see stuff like this, it just reaffirms my belief that I've got in that exchange. Again, I'm not trying to promote this to anybody to use. I just like to report on the news that there is yet more widespread awareness being taken to different parts of the globe, and I do believe that the Visa card, the crypto cards, are going to be the key way to entice more people in to use it with the kickback. So if you can use a debit card that's spending your crypto the same way you can use your bank card, and it's just as easy to load up, and it is just as safe, and it's regulatory, and it's got all the backing of your local financial institutions within your company, but your card is giving you kickbacks of stuff like free Spotify, free Amazon, free Netflix, depending on what card you've got, and then you've got other initiatives like you can buy gift cards and you can get cash back on the gift cards. If you can get all this and it's becoming the one-stop shop, then that is going to drag you away from your normal bank where you feel safe from, because you now appreciate that you feel safe putting your money in this, but you're getting a lot more kickbacks from it. So I find it's a really good move by Crypto.com. They're always in the news. They're getting a lot of coverage at the moment, and I doubt this will be the last thing that we see from them. But yeah, I just thought I'd report on that. The next bit of Crypto.com news is that they have launched a EVM compatible network, Kronos, as Crow jumps over 110%. So a EVM is the Ethereum Virtual Machine Compatible Network. And it reads, cryptocurrency exchange Crypto.com has launched the mainnet of the Ethereum virtual machine and compatible network Kronos, which aims to massively scale the DeFi and decentralized application ecosystem. Kronos aims to scale the DeFi and DApp ecosystem by providing developers with the ability to instantly port apps from Ethereum and EVM compatible chains, according to the press release shared with Crypto Globe. Kronos is set to be the first Cosmos EVM chain built for the DeFi, non-fungible tokens and metaverse. So yeah, really good news from Crypto.com with them launching this. This basically means that anything that's built upon the Ethereum network and or other networks that have the EVM, they can now port them over onto the Crypto.com chain and use them, and they will all talk on that chain, and they can use the native token, which is Crow, and they'll be using the smart chain of Crypto.com, and you're going to see a lot more of this, and this is how you need to understand why you are so early in this space. If you're watching this video and you are into crypto and you're into blockchain, this is how early we are, that the chains, they're still not talking to each other properly at the moment. Now, they're going to, as the technology advances and everybody realises that, yeah, you can stay in your own lane, but if you can all talk to each other and swap stuff over, then it's going to benefit the space, and there's going to be a lot more innovation, and it's going to develop better, and you are not going to lose your lane by letting somebody else be able to operate on your chain. You are merely going to advance your chain. And the way that a kind of similar way of doing it, an analogy really, if you can imagine this, is, so you've got games, online games, for instance, Warzone by Call of Duty. So predominantly, when you was playing computer games, Call of Duty, what you'd do is, if you were playing online, up until a few years ago, you'd play against whatever platform you were playing on. So if it was an Xbox, you'd play on it against Xbox users. PS4 at the time, you'd play against PS4. PC would always play against PC. Now, there's the cross-platform playing where everybody's in the same space and everybody's playing against each other, regardless of what computer or station that you're on. And that is what's going to have to happen with blockchain. And that's what you're going to see happen. And stuff like this is only going to advance it, because once one does it, if it's successful and you see this migration of apps and DeFi stuff going onto that chain that can talk to all these other chains, and then people go, well, I might as well use that one, because I know that if I can use that one, then I can take my stuff from there to there, and it all starts talking. There's that compatibility. Soon as somebody sees that one chain might be getting a bit of a competitive advantage from having this ability to talk to other chains, you're going to see all the other chains do it as well. So yeah, that's the Crypto.com is starting to talk to other chains. It's going to be really interesting to see this develop over the time, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where that leads. With that being said, let's pull away from Crypto.com news and carry on. So next up in what was popular news, that doesn't need to be popular news because it's pretty obvious that it's already happening, but nevertheless, this former banking giant CEO says banks will start crypto trading in 3 years. Former boss of Citigroup Inc., Vikram Pandit, predict that the majority of the financial institutes will begin cryptocurrency asset trading in lieu of the decentralized industry inevitable growth. Pandit spoke at the Singapore FinTech Festival event and told Bloomberg that the shift will be implemented sooner than later, within merely 1 to 3 years. So it's kind of predicting the inevitable and the predictable. All the banking institutions are in at the moment because they see what the cryptocurrency exchanges are doing. They see the kind of money that's in, as we were talking about before, the $3 trillion market cap, and they want a piece of that. And because these exchanges are predominantly operating pretty much like a banking charter, because you put your money in there, you trade, and you get more money back, and you can move it around, and you can send money here, there, and everywhere. That is pretty much like a banking account without the need for this third-party banking. Then they want in on it. So why would they not get in on it? If you've got something with 3 trillion floating around in it, of course banks are going to be into it, because at the end of the day, they've got to try and keep some sort of stronghold or some sort of grip or some sort of relevance within currency and the industry. And it goes on to explain that he has also emphasised the importance of central bank digital currencies, calling them a big hope. He noted that central banks around the world need to accept and adopt CBDCs, if not the decentralised crypto economies prepare to step into Web3. Now, to be honest, we're already pretty much there on the digital currencies. There's not many places that use cash only now, or there's not many people that use cash. Everybody's paying on card as a predominant. So we're already pretty much there as the digital currencies. Now, they could aid the central bank digital currency, and I think they will be something that's solid and be used. But they're probably going to use the infrastructure that's built along cryptos to run these CBDCs potentially. But nevertheless, even if they are involved in the CBDCs, they are still going to be involved in the cryptocurrencies as well, because there's too much money there for banks and their shareholders to ignore and just let it go by the wayside and potentially lose any sort of possibility, as all the crypto is being bought up, of them having any sort of stronghold or say or control in what may go on. So yeah, that was the pretty obvious and inevitable news, but it was quite popular, so I just thought I'd add it in there. And the last news that I want to cover, we're going to go back over to New York. I have covered it in the last few videos, but nevertheless, it is back in the news. New York's new mayor wants schools to teach about Bitcoin and blockchain. Bitcoin bull Eric Adam believes schools should add a subject focused on cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. The newly elected mayor of New York City, Eric Adam, doubled down on his crypto support by indicating that children should study blockchain technology and digital assets at school. Now, I am down for this. I think it's really good. They should be taught blockchain technology is what my thought is. They should be taught about digital assets, but what I would rather than be taught is, understand blockchain technology. That is coming in. That is going to be disruptive. That would be amazing for children to understand and learn this. But what they need to be done is not taught about digital assets. They need to be taught about assets and liabilities, whether that be digital or fiat but they need to be taught the difference between an asset and a liability. Now, whether that comes in the form of digital assets at school, that would be fantastic, but let's not, we've never even taught school children about assets and liabilities, really. You never get taught about mortgages. You never get taught about investments. You never get taught about inflation or hedging, or you don't get taught that kind of stuff. So yes, it is a nice idea to teach digital assets and understand this new disruptive technology that's coming in, but you need to let them know about assets and liabilities, not just about what is a digital asset. So yeah, salute. I think that he's doing a great job in promoting it. It's not the only like New York news that I've got, but I just wanted to mention that I think that's a great idea as long as it's delivered right. But the other news is that I'm not really on board with, but Bitcoin friendly Mayor Eric Adam brings City Coins to New York City. City Coins, a crypto project that lets people invest in their city with a native token, is now coming to New York. City Coins is a crypto project that lets people invest in their city by mining and buying tokens. It's coming to New York City. New York will soon have its very own cryptocurrency thanks to the city's Bitcoin-loving mayor-elect. Now, we've seen this before. Miami became the first US city to launch its own city coin. Miami City in August, and New York will be the next. I don't understand this. It's great that he's promoting these kind of initiatives and wanting to expand the exposure to his citizens of his state, but why not just use a coin and the technology that's already there that is well established, can handle it? You don't need your own coin. People aren't going to spend this coin because it is a digital asset. Just use something that's already there. I don't really get these city coins. I understand the premise of it, but surely there's something that could be set up with the infrastructure that's already there. They're not going to go, oh look, we've got our own city coin, let's spend that. They're not going to do it. So just get something that's already there, develop it, and make it so that it's able to invest within the city if you use this. So, but nevertheless, it's great to see that he's still championing it. He's doing a lot. He's being very vocal, and he's trying to push things through. He's only been in a week and some change maybe, but yeah, he's making real noises within the crypto industry. It's great to see, and it's promoting stuff for the space. So I'm not going to complain about it, just some of the stuff that I don't really understand why he's doing it. But nevertheless, let's pull away from New York City and just have a quick drive around the markets. And it is predominantly a green day, and there you can see that Bitcoin is still sat at $66,200, up 5%. Ethereum sat at 4,786, up 3%. The only ones that are in the red there is Binance. They're only down by 1% though, and Solana is down by 0.5%, which you'd expect after a little bit of a rally. But yeah, the rest, XRP is up by 4%, and Polkadot's up by 2.2%, and Dogecoin is back into the 9th position, up 4.6%. But yeah, the markets are looking healthy. It's poised. The tension's palpable. We're just waiting for that confirmation, that news to happen that's going to send the markets off, and we will be at the races. But that's it for this episode. If you are still watching this, thank you so much. It means the world to me to have people that are dedicated to watch to the end of the video. I'm going to wish you a very good day. I hope you're having an amazing day. I hope it's fruitful and prosperous for you, and that your bags are doing well. With that being said, I'm going to sign off now. Thanks very much. Goodbye.